Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream. We're here again. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks, rather, because we didn't play Dark Heresy last time. Had a little hiatus. But we're back, and here's Warhammer Fantasy and stuff and things. Now, we don't have an Oleg today, who's currently taking a breather. Wish him well in his health, and we will crack on the session following. Does anyone want to give me a recap of last time, or should I whiz through it?
You could whiz through it. I mean,
we'll do a quick whiz. You ended up with a group of captives who were defending some form of smuggler-esque crypt-running looting scheme. You have some vague ideas as to what they were up to. Seemed to involve looting the nearby crypts and smuggling them off illegally, or whatever they found within them, to other areas. And some of the items they found seemed to belong to a collector of, let's say, Tomb King attire, including a cursed blade. Making your way back down to Boghaffen, said cursed blade kicked in, and things kicked off with a Nehekaran wraith pretty much coming after Ludwig, who, burning a resilience point, was able to take it down, thanks to a holy weapon and a bunch of other general sort of war priesty type things, which is all very well and impressive. And having survived the encounter, the group finally made their way back down to Boghaffen. A couple of encounters later, a little bit of shopping here and there. But exploring Boghaffen for the afternoon, I think we kick off our adventure with the group reconvening at Grand's house, with Oleg in the kitchen currently preparing some carrot stew. You are each sat around a small shanty building. I think it's best described as a shed, with a bed and a back room. However, this appears to be divided into two. There is a fire and a hearth currently burning, a small amount of smoke in the air, and aside from that, a warm, pleasant atmosphere with the sound of streets outside, a little bit of liveliness. It's about mid-afternoon by now, starting to get toward the evening. You can hear people, children playing in the streets outside. You can hear the clang of metal from the docks. Boghaffen, nearly as lively as Altdorf, and actually, considering the collapse of the architecture in Altdorf recently, this seems to be in somewhat better shape, better smelling. Right. Oleg and Gran in the other room currently. 4 of you sat around. What are you all up to?
I just wanted to ask, did I send last session the messenger pigeon to Altdorf because of the prisoners we made?
Yes, let's say you did.
Yes. Okay. I did it in the temple when I gave the books to them.
Indeed, has been arranged, all sorted. You don't need to do anything, but they'll probably hear back in 3 days, something like that.
Okay, yeah, just that the legalities are on their way.
Indeed.
Okay, I look to my group. So, Boghaffen, what are you up to?
Well, seems like a nice town.
Not too bad. I look around. There's not an open hostility against us. That's nice.
Yes, it is always good if you're not chased. Well, I mean, if nobody's chasing you. Being chased is something. But this seems nice, like a nice place here. Looks a bit like quarters on.
So, about the map and the crypts, I suggest that if we prepare a little bit and go that way, that we still have time to go to Drachenfels after that, and maybe there's something for us all.
But is there something on the map that is in this neighborhood?
Well, let's see. Who has the map right now?
I believe it is I.
Yes, I think so. I look to you.
Oh, I'm checking. See if I got the map. Yeah, I have.
I believe you do.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, what is it that you want to know? Or the ones that weren't that weren't already like crossed off as if they were checked?
Yes.
They're close.
Okay, so they were pretty close by from where we were before, but we're a ways away now, so it's still going to be like a long trek to get back there.
More than a day, you think?
Well, how long did it take to get from the? Well, we did that within the morning, didn't we?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
Oh,
2
okay. Yeah, I guess we could go tomorrow. Yeah, that'll work.
I would first like to prepare something. Crypts can go very deep, and sometimes you have to wander up in the hills. So I'll prepare some food and drink for our group, if that's okay with you.
Yes. And Rogol, didn't you do you know somebody here in town other than Gran that maybe can help?
That maybe can give you work?
Oh yes, or they can help us out financially by working for them, or maybe have some information about this map, or
I do, but they're a how do I put them? How do I describe them? They're a well, I wouldn't say untrustworthy, but they're fucking terrifying.
If
terrifying.
it's an unreliable source, I shall go to the library of Arena to find maps.
Oh no, you definitely wouldn't be welcome. You can go hang out with your books.
I make my eyes a little bit smaller, look at you, but then I shrug it off. Well, books is my strong point.
Okay, but why
But
are
yeah, I
those
do.
guys so? They are terrifying, you say?
Well, they're despite the fact that they're my sized, they're
Oh, but the
I
halflings
would
are not terrifying.
never cross them. They terrify me.
Oh. Okay, but
Suddenly
I would
the
like
books
to meet
sound a lot
somebody
safer.
that. I would like to meet somebody that terrifies you. I'm interested.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could we could swing by tomorrow morning, tonight. What time is it?
Late afternoon, I think. I look
Yeah,
outside.
Because
give
they're
or-
on this
give or
side of
take.
town, right?
Mid to late afternoon right now, like you'd have enough time to go over there, enjoy a couple of drinks, and come
Yeah, 'cause
back.
they're on the waterfront on this side
Yeah,
of
they're
town,
pretty much
right?
just opposite the waterfront from where you are now. So
Oh,
a penny
okay.
for a ferry ride across, and yeah, not too
Yeah,
far.
we could do that. We could do that now, or we could do that tomorrow. Up to you.
I think I'm had quite some action today. Let's don't get too hasty now. I look if Granny's finished with the food. Is she preparing it for us, or?
You can hear Oleg from the other side of the counter. Yes, it is for everyone.
Nice one. I nod. Okay, if it isn't too bad. You got some experience with hers? I'll try it.
About 5 minutes go by before an old lady comes shuffling into the room with
You boys are brave.
a small jug, I think I would say. Perhaps a fairly cheap-looking porcelain jug. Steaming, though, and holding it with a rag on each hand by each side as she walks, and I think the word is probably as staggers into the room. A few bits sort of drip, shake over the sides. You see occasional little bits of carrot being left in a sort of trail behind her. Hello? I've brought you food. Are you hungry?
Oh, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good. Let's get the mug. Oh, legged! Get the mugs! Coming, Gran. He comes in, wandering afterwards with a handful of pretty crudely crafted wooden jugs, bowls, mugs, tankards, pretty much it looks like the entire contents of a cupboard, and hands you each some form of vessel in which to receive a ladle full of said. I think the best word is stew or soup. some cross between the two. It smells predominantly of carrots. There's probably a couple of other vegetables inside, and likely some oxtail. A little bit of a pungent, beefy note to it, but probably you've tasted worse.
I'll smell it and then dig into it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Thanks a lot.
This is good. Thank you.
I'm glad you like it. So, you're friends of Grimwald, are you, and Oleg? Don't mind me rolling dice.
Yes, we know Oleg from Altdorf.
Ah, I like it when he's making friends. It's good.
I would call us more colleagues than friends.
Oh, all right then. Are you going down to Nuln to meet Magnus?
No,
Magnus?
fair lady, we're not on the way to Nuln.
Oh. If you go, maybe you could say hello from me to Magnus. I worry about him.
I still keep eating my stew and be silent.
Magnus? Magnus who?
You remember, you little twat. She
Oh.
comes and gives you a smack round the side of the head.
Ow! Oh, that Magnus.
Magnus.
Yes, sorry. I thought you meant another Magnus.
She's pointing a ladle at you now. Oh, Oleg, where'd you find this one? It's nearly as bad as the last bloody tart you bought here. In a huff, she sort of stumbles back into the kitchen and disappears.
Well, the stew is okay, definitely. I look awkwardly around.
Well, yeah.
Well, then I think we should get going after I finish my stew.
Yes, we can go see your terrifying halflings. Robo?
Yeah. You want to do it so right now?
Sure, if we have
Making
time.
me get up right now?
Well,
A
if
man,
you want to.
You know, I might be a short man, but a man just ate.
Well,
Okay.
then I will go to the library and see if I find any maps or all the maps where the crypts are still signed in. Maybe I find a way or something less treacherous than is there. I get up and not good. Then have a nice evening and let's meet. Is there a central place here where we can meet in the morning or something?
We can meet here.
Ah, perfect. Yes. So at sunrise I'll be here or later.
Sounds good.
I nod. Perfectly. Then have a nice day, fellas. And tomorrow we'll discuss how the expedition, where we found it and where we start. And I leave the room.
You can hear Oleg from the back room. I will stay here with Gran for the afternoon and evening. She needs some help around the house. Have a nice Abend.
I raise my hand if he can see it and then I leave.
Okay. The day is yours. What are you up to? Well, the evening is yours.
Good. Now that he's gone. All right, guys. Here's the thing. All right, they're the kind that could stab you in the back, but they also have your back. So it's kind of a weird. They're kind of a weird set of characters.
Okay.
Can they be
So if
trusted
you're-
to double cross us?
yeah, exactly. I would
Oh,
say
that's
that I
something.
trust them to not double cross us. But if they did double cross us, it would be lethal.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there wouldn't be much we could do against that. So what I'm saying is, do you want to go meet them right now?
Sure. If there's nothing else to do right now.
Okay,
I
let's go.
I don't know this town. You know it better than.
I'll lead the way.
Okay.
As long as you guys are you know what you're getting into.
Not a clue.
It's a penny for the crossing, as currently you're on the same side of what is known as the pit. You'll probably have gathered this pretty quickly by being here that Boghaffen, 1/3 of it is old, worn and shanty. The other 2/3, the other side of the bogan, more industrious, and where the middle to upper classes live. Sadly, none of you quite fit the criteria of middle or upper class. So, 1 penny is to be spent on the ferry. A small old lady, probably in her 50s, fairly worn, leathery looking skin. You see in the distance as you approach her, bringing a couple of passengers across the bogan in a small rowboat and exchanging a coin as she bids them farewell and waits for the next passengers to board. And I believe probably Ludwig will be there waiting with you, trying to figure out a way across the damn bogan. There is no bridge here currently. So 1 penny later, the group of you are the other side of the bogan and free to go where you please. Who should we start with? Rogel and Company. It's only but 100 metres to the Halfling's Tavern.
There we go.
So
Looks like a nice place.
let's go with some dock-ish music. So at this point, Joris, you'd notice the docks in particular here quite lively, not as busy as some of the larger seaports, Marienburg, Altdorf, but pretty industrious. A large amount of goods coming through, mostly trade that you can see, mostly trading vessels. There are quite a few offloading and loading goods. A small quantity of dwarfs present, probably about 1 in 15 individuals, a couple of ships seemingly a few more dwarfs present, and a few of the insignia and sort of carvings aboard a few of the vessels. You would note them to be not of human design but that of the Dowie. Otherwise, though, a reassuringly industrious scene for you, somewhat comforting. And 100 yards later, you find yourself at a tavern. It's fairly small from the outside, but nicely done up. Let me find a suitable tavern for you.
Do you still have the old map for it?
Nah,
Ah,
I've got rid of all of those. We'll go with... Right, we'll bring everyone over. I'm going to tuck you out of the way, Ludwig, just so you can still see. Oleg's not present, so... You step inside. There is a stairwell on your left, and on your right, a small bar where a few individuals are currently purchasing drinks, and the smell of pies fills the air. You can see a small halfling behind the bar, currently handing out pints, as well as small papered or parchment parcels of pie.
Choris will stand behind Rogel, looking like a person that's been invited to a party where he doesn't know anybody.
so like painfully obvious.
Yes.
What about you, Carl? What's your reaction to this?
Just looking around, waiting for you to
Oh,
do us
impatient.
all.
Okay. All right. What was her name? It was
Matchwick and Candlewick.
Matchwick and Gandil. Yes.
Currently
Okay.
behind the bar is the silent of the two. It's pretty evident as he holds up the occasional finger or quantity of fingers when people are asking how many pennies they owe. It takes a few seconds of looking around to overhear the sound of a candlewick down in the lower level of the establishment. It's a fairly notable voice, one you recognise, and he walks up the stairs towards you as you lock eyes. Ah, greetings. It's been a while. Is everything sorted up in Altdorf?
Well, maybe. No, not yet. Trying to do that. We're passing by.
Passing by.
Yes, sir.
Do explain.
Stop in and say hello.
Are these individuals with yourself?
By circumstance that has me passing by.
I see. Should we be conversing alone?
Well, I do think that would be a good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
With me. Turns around and steps down the stairs. A door on the left is opened up with a small key, and he motions for you to go inside, following behind. So, what's the situation? What's happening to Grimvold?
Well, okay, so that is more of Oleg's story. He is currently let's hold on. We'll get to that. All right. So right now, what's going on is that we all were given individual tasks to do we were all given an individual task to do collectively, but for individual persuasions. So, like, Grimvold is being held over Oleg's head for this.
Who gave you a task? I'm confused.
That's the thing. I don't really remember. All I remember was I was to meet with. Let me just ask. Do I
have a
remember
specific person or anything like that? You were just given the location.
Yeah. I was just given the location. I don't even remember like anything about Grey Order or anything. Do I? That was in the paper that I had.
I think Ludwig will have. I think there's been mention of them.
Yeah, I think I really studied it.
Yeah, Ludwig had established it was the Grey Order, so yeah, I think you're familiar that some shady group has advised you to do this.
Yeah, so that's what I'll tell him.
Okay, and how does this reflect on Grimvold?
Well, Grimvold will be hanged unless Oleg gets this done.
Right. Sounds like a win-win for us.
Yeah.
If he hangs, he can't talk. If he's released, depending whether he talked or not, we can hang him.
Well, Oleg's not here, so I'll say please hang him.
Noted.
You have my 100% endorsement, but I will definitely not act that way in front of Oleg.
Very well. What are you doing here, aside from an update? Are you in need of anything? Presumably you need assistance in this task you have.
I'm here because I have 2 culpable allies that I am hoping are capable of entering the fold.
Yes.
I see.
Hello.
You're
Nice to
outside
meet
a
you.
door currently. He didn't let you in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were all inside.
Afraid not. You and Carl had basically stood outside like lemons. But at this point,
My bad.
he opens the door. You two inside. So, Rogel here seems to think you are capable. You seem reasonable. What's your experience of the world? Looks towards you first, Carl.
Well, Ratcatcher and recently whatever jobs have come our way.
I see. Ever killed anyone?
Yes.
Good. And you? Looks towards you, Joris.
Hello.
What is your experience of the world?
Well, I'm a sailor from Marienburg, so I've been around. Speak a little of this, speak a little of that. You know.
How do you feel about money?
Money is always good, but I like to gamble a bit, and well, doesn't always pay out, you know.
You can do as you wish with your own finances. It does not bother us.
Rogel's just sitting in the side, just face over or head over his face, just like totally like what?
Currently in front of you is a small individual, about the same size as Rogel, but a little more plump. He has a very peculiar air to him, where even though both of you sort of tower over him in terms of physicality, doesn't seem in the slightest sort of imposed at all by being in a room alone with two humans.
Oh, Joris is puffing up his chest and, you know, trying to look like he belongs there and making his best to make a good impression, and utterly failing at it probably, but you know.
Let's have a test from you for that. I feel like we should have something. What should we do for that? I don't think acting would be enough. So do you want to just roll fellowship or charm, and we'll see what happens.
Charm?
Yeah, we'll just have a charm. See how generally. Oh, there you go. There you go.
Woohoo!
I've always liked folk from Marienburg, willing to do what it takes for coin.
Oh, you have dealt with Marienburg people before, I think.
Dealt with, among other things, yes.
Put up with.
I am curious then. I owe a large debt to the Van der Kuipers family. Maybe you heard of them?
Familiar with, yes. We have sent things in their direction in the past.
So maybe if I do something for you, you can put in a good word for me?
A good word. How much money are we talking?
Quite a lot, I'm afraid. I did some gambling with, well, let's say somebody in the family, and I won, but it was not accepted that I won because, well, maybe the cards weren't really official, and you know, but who cares about that? And well, I have to pay off my debt on the sailing ship, but now I'm in some sort of business with Rogel and Kral and something about this weird letter.
You, my friend, sound like you need an employer. He's currently pulling out a couple of pieces of paper from the side of the room. You are after coin, yes? I can put in a word for you, but I cannot squash a large debt, not unless you do some considerable favours for us. Looks towards you, Rogel, for a second.
I'm groaning.
They are trustworthy, as far as you are concerned?
Oh, yeah? These guys? Yeah, totally.
Good. As you are recommending them personally, remember any misdemeanors they incur, you will be liable for.
That means them doing stupid bad stuff or doing goody two-shoe stuff? No, they're good.
It means if they break the code, you die with them. And
yes, sir.
Gives you a smile. Gentlemen, this is the guild you have never heard of. Others would refer to it as a thieves' guild, but a crude name, not fitting for Renauld. If you are willing to perform a few tasks, there may be a bit of coin in it for you. Some deeds will be unsavoury. Rarely does it resort in violence, and that is not the way of Renauld, but occasionally there are certain obstacles in our way. Occasionally they have to be dealt with in violent means, but the costs of such membership, 50% of anything you steal belongs to the guild. We can provide you with certain assets, certain connections, things you may need, training you may need, friends you may need. Do you have any questions for me?
No, it sounds all perfectly good. Reminds me of home, actually.
As long as the coin's good.
The coin is very good. And hands you each a piece of paper. Scribble here, please. A formality. Not that we ever share it with anyone, but it makes us feel a little bit better should we ever have to kill you.
Let Ludwig see it, please.
Choris will take the paper and I assume there's a pen, and he will make a illegible sign. It's a swirly thing. It's clear that he's practiced it, but it's not really anything. But it is his version of an X.
Okay. A nautical X.
Yes.
And you, sir? Shoves across the table a piece of paper towards you, Carl.
Yeah, just make some sort of mark on it.
Good. Now, are you in work as of immediately, or in the near future?
Well, frankly, I could use some influx in my finance.
Good. And looks towards Carl and Rogel, and yourselves.
I'm bored.
Immediate work's fine with me.
Good. We have a few debts to collect through town. I can give you a couple of names, and I'll give you the quantity of coin you are to collect from them. You can keep a fee for yourselves. Do whatever you need. I hope that is reasonable as a request.
This sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Good. You do not need the specifics of why they owe us money, but they owe us money. Collect it. Deliver it. Do not think of stealing it. Eyes you each up and down right now. Okay. Yoris, you get the impression he sees into your soul. Rogel, he gives you a sort of a quick glance, and Carl, he gives you an eyeball and just looks a bit bemused at you, sort of like he's having trouble reading you and your motives. Remember, Rogel, if anything were to go wrong during this, the consequences will be on your head.
There's already so many people after my head. I mean, good luck.
True, but we don't miss, he says as he's currently signing or counter-signing the piece of paper. Righto. Here is the information and addresses of the two individuals. Ideally, before the morning.
Okay.
Good.
Who do we say sent us?
I flash him the sign of Renauld.
Smiles a little bit in return. They'll know who sent you.
Okay.
But, for formality's sake, remember this. Points towards a little bullet point which you can't read on the form you've just signed, and should you ever say anything which comes back to the guild, should you give the guild away, should you mention the guild which has no name, or the guild you have never heard of, you will not be living very long within Boghaffen. So, keep things as they are, the status quo. All will be fine, and help yourself to some pie.
Oh, thank you, sir.
His demeanour shifts from being incredibly stern to joyous at the mention of pie. At which point he walks to the corner of the room, pulls down a small pie, and hands you each something about the size of a fistful. First impression, perhaps pork? Who knows? It smells nice, though. I'm going to be upstairs if you need me. Any other questions?
Is it long pork?
Only Rackland's
Well, sir,
finest.
thank you very much for the pie. Mm.
Yes, try not to get too much on the floor. He leaves the room.
Alright.
He leaves the room.
All right. So, who are these people, and what are their prices? Because I'm thinking of a way that we can earn a little extra money, guys. We could when we go up to these people, we can try and make them pay 3 gold more, so we each make a gold off of each person.
Well, we can't read the paper.
Well, yeah, give it
Yep.
to me.
So, Rogel, you have the paper. There are 2 individuals, one more towards the merchant quarter of town, and one toward the noble quarters of all places. The noble seems to owe in the region of about 6 gold crown, a large sum of money. Doesn't say what reason, but 6
Okay.
gold crown. How about that?
And what about the noble?
That was the noble. The merchant.
Oh, the merchant, yeah.
A lowly 2 gold crown. Large sums
Okay,
of money,
okay.
however.
Can I ask if these are official documents or just...
You're currently reading books, Bookworm.
sorry.
Pipe down, good boy.
He leaves and we do all contracts and stuff. It's a good question, though. For clarification, there are some signatures on the paper. Rogel, you would spy. And there is no mention of what's done. This is more, let's say, of a custom debt collection form.
Okay.
So there is nothing official about this whatsoever. Now, I think I'd like to, at this point, just have a little check-in on Ludwig to see what he's up to. And I believe you're off to the library, is that correct? Or off to the temple, rather?
Exactly. So I assume that I was already in the temple. There was a library.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. And I go back to the chief librarian who I last spoke to. And enter the temple, make the sign of arena, bow my head in front of the statue of her scales, and entered. I only should have left for 2 hours right now.
Yep.
Because I came from it. So I think we have a direction, and I come in front of him. Is he alone, or does he have someone?
He's currently alone. It's getting toward the evening now. Fairly quiet within the temple. He seems to be currently reading something as you approach, and does not raise his head to meet your gaze.
Okay, I do indeed wait politely and see if in the next minute he sees me. I'll stay right in front of the desk, with hands behind my back and looking around, waiting to see if he notices me.
You wait for the best part of a minute, as it seems that he finally reaches the end of a page. Thank you for waiting. Good to see you again.
Surely. I would have some questions about some tombs. I think in the northern region of here, or was it the northern? Do I know where they?
Yeah,
where
you would have a
belonged
sense
to?
of direction from here, general sort of geography. Yes, to the north.
Okay. And as you know, my order is very interested in these things. So, do you have old, ancient, or new maps to specifically this region that you could recommend to me?
Yes, I do. Come with me.
Thank you very much.
Lock up for the evening. First, if you could assist me with... points towards some window shutters and the front door. He begins to raise a plank just to bar the door. Security. There have been break-ins recently.
Sure. I put my sword in the back, or in the sheath, I think it's called.
Yes.
And I close all the windows and go through the rooms and try to be very aware if someone non-Varenian is still left in the temple.
You do notice a dormitory as you're going down. It's not a big temple, certainly not as large as Aldorf, but certainly has a few more books than your average temple you would find, this being a somewhat larger city. As you're going from room to room, there's perhaps 3 or 4 other students, maybe early sort of acolytes within their training. They're within their rooms studying books currently.
Okay, so do I know that these have the allow? Oh yeah, I go to them. I'm sorry to disturb your studies, but do you have the allowance to be in the library even in the night?
Yes, sir. We currently live here.
Can I see the legalities? You should have a form.
We have... he holds up a seal from around his neck, a familiar symbol of Verena.
Ah, okay. I know. Thank you very much, and take care in your studies.
And Verena be with you.
I bow a little in front of him, and proceed to close the other thing.
Okay.
I think 2 tracks are running right now at the same time, 2 music tracks.
We shall deal with that. We'll get rid of... There we go.
Okay.
That's better.
And I proceed to be aware of any people who are still in the temple, see if they are allowed to be there, and then go back to...
All is fairly quiet right now. It takes you the best part of about 15 minutes just to go from room to room. You can also hear the other side of the building, the occasional shutter sort of banging closed. It seems that there's only a couple of doors into the temple, being a relatively modest building compared to the Sigmarite temple itself. And before long... thank you. A few weeks ago we had some items go missing. As I say, security is of paramount.
Then I shall see that I will stay in the temple while I'm Boghaffen at the night, so I have an eye on the books.
Appreciated.
I know, that's... you helped me a far way today, and I shall repay you in the Varenian way.
Good. Now, come with me. Reaches for a ladder and begins carrying it towards the corner of a 2-story library with stacks of books, fairly impressive, mostly old leather-bound, dust and cobwebs galore, and a couple of candles currently providing a modest amount of illumination within the building. He raises it up across the corner of the room and starts to slowly ascend.
I ask him while he ascends, and I see that he doesn't fall off or something, or stand behind it. So, what was stolen?
A few books. I have the catalogue in the package to the specifics, to do with ritualistic activities. One on masonry, I believe. I will check in a moment.
It would be very kind if you copied the list for me, just out of interest if there's an artifact that I shall recover for this library.
Sure. At my imagining, 3 books were stolen. If it was not for my diligent file-keeping, no one would have noticed, but I have a keen eye. Looks down toward you with most likely a cataract in his eye, but one slightly greyed and glossed over, but The man seems to know where he's going in this library as he raises a hand up and reaches for a fairly large, but also fairly slim book, which he pulls down, places under his arm as he climbs back down the ladder. There we go. How far north did you need to go?
I would try the nearer vicinity so the map can be as detailed as possible.
Right, west of Weisbrook, across from the Boghaffen. Fine. Yes, this one should probably do you. Fine, let's have a little look. Right. Do you have anything to reference the location, or do you need any... Hands you the book. Do you need any further assistance?
I would only need some ink, a quill, some piece of paper, so I can try to copy the the most important informations.
Fine.
And please the list of the books.
We'll go and get that now. Do you have the copy, rather, of the location of the crypts with you?
No, I only can imagine them in front of me. But we studied it an hour ago. So where are they?
Okay.
I hope that I find old enough maps that there may be still the crypts are inside of it. I don't know.
Let's have a check of some sorts with you, just to see what you're able to dig up as you're having a little look about. And so what should we go with? Do we have a studying sort of...
Still not. I still try to get to the priest career so I can finally get research.
So instead of that, we'll just go with an intelligence test. You can take your time. You can spend some hours here with books. So yes, I will give you a... Ooh, let's have a little think. I think we'll go with a plus 30 for this, given that you've got quite a bit of time.
And I got the right book, hopefully.
And hopefully you've got the right book. Yeah, you're not just looking aimlessly yourself through a library. You've had some help. So.
Okay, I give myself plus 30, you said?
Indeed.
Well, I will re-roll that.
That is probably...
That's one of the worst.
Yep.
Okay.
So you managed to get some information on the local area where you believe the crypts were, which you were exploring, and a little bit of history on the area.
One of the main questions I ask: can we get there with the donkey, or do we have to get there by foot? Are there roads, old ones, or that's one where I have a...
There is a... As the gentleman comes back, it's probably easier to inquire with him rather than looking at a dated book to sort of establish travel routes. But he will instruct you that it depends where you're going and which crypt. The ones and the area fairly close to the shores are probably accessible, but as you head deeper into the woods and deeper in between, let's say no man's land, it's going to be difficult for a cart. You could probably take a pack mule, as it's not particularly hilly through the area. It's a bit, but a donkey should be able to cope. But a cart's probably difficult, depending on how deep one wants to go. And from your test, you do have a basic outline as to where the crypts of the area are and a little bit of the history.
Sorry.
With the 0 you got, the only information you're able to gather is that some years ago there were nobles and merchants, a combination of, who were buried in the crypts closest to Weisbrook. You get the impression that those were likely the ones which you were in the vicinity of. The ones further out towards the periphery, at least another few miles in terms of walking distance, and by now, looking at the map, you would get the impression you'd probably need to camp overnight midway there. That's likely the area which had been, let's say, not explored. And
it's older.
It's far older. It has not been travelled to for a long time, and there once was a a largely subterranean village there. Some inhabitants that mixed degree of hunting, let's say a tribe, but this book dates back about 300 years, and it mentions the almost sort of nomadic tribe of humans as people that just isolated themselves from others. They shunned away from human contact, and they had a few burial grounds in the area.
Okay. I nod while I get the information and turn to the librarian if he's still there. So let's see if the Mauritian rites were made right, and if not, if they had some artifacts that they hid from our society. Knowledge must be collected.
You have the old man currently stood over your shoulder as you're studying.
Interesting. Always makes one wonder why they would hide away from society.
Yes, indeed, and that's what my order is for. Have you any more information on or ideas for my trip, or maybe even supplies that I can use? Maybe a map that you can lend? I don't know. I tried to charm him or something.
Yeah, let's have a charm test to see what you can get out of the old man.
I do have etiquette cultists, so my charm and gossip tests should be easier. Let's see.
Sure. Yeah.
I have etiquette Varinen priest.
You have etiquette Varinen. Okay, so we'll
Thank
make this a easy test for you.
Okay.
Because you're asking one of your own for a simple favour.
So easy is okay. Let's do the easy. Jeez, I take my second page of fortune point.
Let's get a combat encounter today.
Yeah, please no. God damn, that's unbelievable.
Oh my word! This is a curse. Are you going to take a corruption point? Do you want to use resilience?
No, I take the corruption point. I really want. Yes.
Okay.
I really want a good basis with one character in the town.
Okay.
So now, come on the third try. Yes.
Oh my word.
Oh, Verena.
Oh my word! What have you done to offend Verena recently?
Oh God.
Okay. Fine, I will do it for you.
How would you narrate the corruption point? How would you visualize?
How would I visualize that? That's an interesting question. Like, I clearly see that maybe he's out of funds or doesn't have really something, but I through pure energy for the project, I try to like eagerly convince him, like nearly creepily, like yes, please give me something. I need it for the thing, and like fanatically do argue about that.
Fine, I will do this for you, but you will owe the priesthood here a favor at the very least. Let me have a look.
I look back to the books and nod. You will get the good books out of the crypts, I promise.
Right, okay. Here we are.
And he begins to draw out a piece of parchment and begin sketching out a small map.
Okay, perfect.
It's handcrafted, fairly well crafted, and contains more or less enough information to find a designation. It has a few key markings and areas, and the odd little spill of ink here and there. Not the best piece of cartography you've seen, but it would get the job done. Won't give you any bonuses to find it.
Okay, but I get a rough map. Very good.
You
Thank
do
you.
indeed.
You are welcome. Are you sleeping here tonight?
Yes, I will still read some books. Where are the candles if these ones go out?
I have them in the drawer here.
Thank you. That's all I need, and I will keep my my ears up if I hear someone who tries to come in this night.
Good. I will allow you to study then.
which point I think we'll... What are you going to be studying while we're going back to the others, Ludwig?
I still try to just dig in the time, and really these crypts, the surroundings, the history, and see if I maybe can find something else.
Okay, local geography and such for sure.
Yes.
Just make me a intelligence test to see what you can get for the rest of the evening.
Plus 0? Or?
We'll go with the plus 20 because you have books. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let that stay.
Yeah, you've had enough corruption for one day. You get not a lot of information, aside from a hint that perhaps the tribe of individuals were not living here out of choice, as you find a few hints of gossip within a couple of books written around the area. There seemed to have been some crime they've committed, a group of individuals that were perhaps shunned and had moved out. Hard to say how many, some 50, 100, you're not exactly sure.
I'm very glad about that information and whisper perfect, because then I don't have to desecrate like a Murian burial ground, and that's perfect.
Okay. And now we shall wander back to, if I find the bibbidi bobbidi boo. Step you back out the way. So, Rogel, Joris and Carl. You're within the Halfling Tavern currently, having just wolfed down a pie. Where would you like to go?
Oh, what a nice man. I see why you think he's terrifying, because he looks right through you, so I wouldn't cross him, but other than that, he's a nice man.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like, he would stab you in the back, but he has your back.
Yeah. So, where would we go first?
Well, you want to get this done tonight?
If we can.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Finish
Which
your
one
pie,
do
and let's whatever's closer. Or we go for the one with the most money, or the one with the least. There's only 2 targets. We got to pick one. One was 2 gold. The other one was 6 gold. Right?
If we go with the noble, if it goes south and we get chased, at least if we end up in the merchants' quarters, there'll be less guards. Versus if we make a problem in the merchants' quarters and put all the guards on alert, going to the noble will be harder.
What do you think?
Yeah. Let's see. Nobles are squishy and weak. Merchants are tougher guys, in negotiating.
Also, they might have a guard.
Yeah. So what do you want to do?
Let's go for the noble first.
Yep.
And the noble owed how much? 6?
6.
Okay. Yeah, let's go for him. Let's charge him 9.
See what we can get.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, you leave the tavern. By now, having enjoyed a drink and a ale and conversed with the halfling for some half hour in total, the light is starting to fade slightly. It's approaching evening, and the mist of the Bogan is creeping and winding its way through the buildings, obscuring vision very slightly. You could probably see some 50 yards in front of you before the mist becomes too dense for you to see any further. But familiar with the geography of the area, Rogel, you're able to point toward the area of the merchant quarter. You'd know that you probably have about an hour or two before things get a little too thick to see more than your hand in front of you. And at night time, a rather unsavoury sort of individual seems to patrol the streets, so you would know you should probably be fairly hasty in order to avoid any trouble.
Alright, so let's get there. Let's do this quickly.
Let's have a look. We go down to... Let's load up here, load up. go with city overviews. That'll do. That'll do. We don't quite have the Myst of the Bogan here, but Ludwig, I'm afraid you're not on the map, but you can enjoy the stream for a few moments.
I have, no problem.
You can recognise a few buildings as you move, Rogel. Make me a quick intelligence test just to see how quickly you're able to find the area. It's a brief address and name.
Difficulty?
Challenging.
Would it be navigation?
Navigation, possibly. This is sort of a combination of recollection of places mixed in with... there's not so much directions on here, it's just an address in an area he's never been to before. It's just to see how quickly you can make your way through the streets. So you're able to plot out a quick route through a largely a sort of back alley route to try and avoid guards. As you're making your way through, you do notice that, certainly towards the noble quarters, there are more patrols of guards, far more than the pit, which would rarely see the company of a guard at night. Are you making your way silently? Are you simply strolling through the streets? What is your intention? And Rogel, you would be familiar enough with Boghaffen to know if people look unsavoury and are wandering through the nobles' quarters, guards will normally kick them out.
Yeah, exactly. We need to sneak in, but we need to do a quick.
Under the cover of nightfall, I'll ask you each to make a easy stealth test, as Rogel has plotted out a convenient route for you to get to this noble's home.
Here we go.
Wunderbar. Particularly easy, especially for someone channeling Ulgu. Carl and Joris in front of you. Rogel seems to blend in with the shadows as he moves from place to place. Occasionally you get a rough sense of his form as he moves ahead of you, whispering.
Well, occasionally I'll slip my hand back into reality and beckon them.
A little bit creepy, but...
A little bit creepy.
A little bit, indeed. So, it not too long passes by, about 15 minutes or so, before you find yourself at the noble quarters, and outside a door. You are currently... Let's... Okay, there we go. Where's Rogel gone? Ah, there you are. Get over there. You're currently outside what you believe to be the address of where you are designated to go. Outside, 2 guards in plate chest pieces, helmets, currently each holding a... You can make me a perception test if you want to see what they're up to, but you're pretty sure you're at the address and there are 2 guards out front. Stay in the shadows and lurk around. Joris, you see one of them is armed with a halberd. The other seems to have some sort of mace. They're wearing what vaguely resembles a uniform, each with a tabard, fairly consistent. It looks to be a sort of a household coat of arms.
Do we have a name for this noble?
You do indeed. It is on Rogel's paper as Mr. Hansen.
Perfect. Do I see his name anywhere? Is it like on the front door or the gate?
A good question.
I mean, it's a noble house. You'd think they would be like, "Oh, this is our family name," kind of thing.
There is a coat of arms and on the guards and the crest, which is also draped from a small banner out the front of the house in a rather decorative manner. And sure enough, yes, it matches the signature cum insignia on the paper.
Sweet, perfect. We're in the right place. That's all that matters. Now, so how are we gonna get in here? So, how many stories did you say it was? Like
3
stories, 3 stories. Okay.
3, including a loft conversion.
Okay.
Such is fashionable within the noble quarters.
Okay.
Is there any other way in, or are the guards at the only entrance?
There could be a back if you have a little explore.
Yeah, we're already sneaking around. We can go and explore.
Yeah, just have a mosey around the perimeter.
Okay, you have a little explore. Sure enough, they're pretty much as standard within these buildings. There will be a servant's entrance, and sure enough, there is a single guard there as well. Same coat of arms. Most of the buildings here seem to have some sort of security. If not, there seems to be someone patrolling back and forth, but this building in particular does seem to have someone stationed outside. The man at the back somewhat less savoury looking, a little bit more of a thug in appearance. Not wearing the smart uniform of the ones facing the high street, as it were.
Considering the nature of what we've come here for, it might be easier to get through the servants' entrance.
Yeah.
The noble isn't going to want the street seeing this.
Exactly.
So do we want to try and persuade this guy?
Just finding...
I mean, do you want to... if you want to, maybe try and bribe him?
Yeah.
Same business here.
Yeah.
I don't know if we could match a royal pay.
No, we could pose as
or a noble pay.
Red catcher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, whatever you think you could do, let's do it.
Yeah.
So what poses?
I'll just be over here, just in case I need to do some. Well, in this case, channel my magic to make them forget us.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So do we want to try and sneak our way in, then say why we're there, or do we want to say why we're there and see how it goes?
First, see if we can just bluff our way in. If that doesn't work, we can maybe climb up a neighboring building and jump on the roof or stuff.
Seems viable. Right,
Okay.
What's the option?
Go see if we can get past this guard first.
Yep. Okay. Shall I try?
Go for it.
Righto.
Can
you
you, Rogel? Where is he gone?
What?
Where's Rogel? Oh,
I'm right here.
wow. Wow, I didn't see you. I'm going to try and talk to that guard and see if we can buff our way in. Can you do something with your singing and magic fingers to help?
Singing and magic fingers to...
Well, but I'm going to try. Just stay close, I guess.
I don't really have anything that'll help in this situation, sadly. Unless we either, need to do something about them.
That might be an option.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
I'll be on standby. You two go play good cop, bad cop. I'll be right here.
Yeah. Okay, Carl. Let's go.
Let's try this.
So the two of you walk out just simply to approach the individual.
Yep.
Okay. As you do, he immediately stands off of the wall, trying to smarten himself up briefly. Helmet atop his head and long pointed moustache. A long, analytical face. Fairly angry looking. Not particularly friendly when comparing the faces of Boghaffen.
Hello? What do you want?
Chorus will try to take up an air of his status with his silver 1, and he will say something like, good evening, sir. We were called here. There were trouble with rats, and they said to come with 2 of us. And he will try to sound like a little bit bossy, maybe. And
I'm not aware of any trouble with the rats. Guten Abend.
Oh, I'm sure they did not tell the just the servants, but it's bad enough that have to go into the servants' entrance, and we just got word, and it's a noble house, so they always send someone higher up. So just let us pass, and we'll talk to your boss.
Normally people do not go in unattended. Let me have a...
Make a charm test for me, please. Challenging. How are we faring today in our charm tests? Ooh.
Okay, but I will have to get one of the guards to keep you company.
Shouts inside.
Klaus? There are the rat catchers.
A younger looking man comes wandering down the stairs and nervously gives you the eyeball before allowing you in. The two of you are motioned inside. Rogel, I assume you're still outside.
Well...
Unless you're doing anything.
Unless I'm sneaking past while everyone's confused.
You can make me
And
a stealth test
disgusting.
if you want to
Yeah,
try
I
and sneak
can.
inside, but bearing in mind that they're being allowed into a door being opened by someone, being welcomed in by someone else the other side of the door.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
This is not an easy thing to sneak into. Even with someone channeling magic, it would be a difficult test.
Well...
You still have luck points and everything.
I do.
In
do,
terms
and
of...
I could just take corruption, too.
You could do all sorts of things.
Let's do it. I'm doing it.
Okay, well, yeah.
What am I rolling against?
You're rolling a difficult test, basically.
Difficult.
It's difficult.
All right. Here we go. Oh!
That's difficult, wow.
Minus 10, right? Or did you
yeah.
want it lower than that?
Even with minus 20 or 30, you would have passed. So, absolutely. As the group are conversing, through the shadows, you're able to almost sneak around the corner of the door. Seemingly effortless. You find yourself in amongst the corner of the room, blending in with the shadows of a cupboard, as you notice Rogel and Joris being motioned inside and a younger individual pointing them toward the cellar.
Can't touch this.
When we're in at the door of the cellar, I'm going to take this Klaus fellow a little bit away from Carl and Rogel, which he doesn't see, presumably. And in a hushed voice, I'm going to say, look, Klaus, is it?
Yes?
Yes.
It is a Klaus.
You have to know, we are not rat catchers. We are here summoned by your lord on some discreet business. So please, can you take us to him and make sure that none of the other households see us, because he was clear that we were not to be seen. That's why we came into the servants' entrance.
Make a charm test with just a challenging charm test.
I really want to F this. I really want to do this. Okay, I'm going to reroll.
Okay.
And if I fail, then it'll stick.
What? No,
Emily.
corruption that. Corruption that, man.
Uncle!
Really? Well, okay. Party rules. I'm corruptioning it. So how does that work? I just pass, or
You have to roll
you
it.
get one more reroll,
okay.
but you
okay.
take a corruption point.
Yep.
Do it evilly.
And on
way.
that bombshell,
There's no way. What is that?
What today? It's harsh. It's really harsh today.
Wow.
dear, dear. Oh dear,
The
dear,
fates
dear.
conspired.
The dice today have been horrible. Well, for Ludwig and Joris at least.
They're really tough. Really tough.
Yeah.
Uncle! They say they're not the rat catchers!
You find he sounds remarkably similar to the other guy, and facially they do look like they probably are related. Well, oddly enough, as he just referred to him as Uncle, who opens the back door and steps inside.
Uncle, they said they're not rat catchers. They're here for the business. What do I do?
I will quickly interject and say, look, sir, I'm sorry, but your nephew, I presume, he doesn't seem to understand, so maybe I should talk to you, we are sent here for discreet business with your lord, and we assume the role of rat catchers, but we need to see your lord. He is expecting us.
Uncle, what do we do? I'm not familiar with them.
At this point, coming down the stairs is a man in what looks like a fairly ornate dressing gown.
What is all of this going on here? I'm trying to sleep. Can you keep it down?
Fairly rotund man with a decorative shirt, a bluish gown with a white decorative trim.
Who are these people?
What was the noble's name?
Hunman? Can't remember what I said now. It's now Hunman. There you go.
Hunman? Okay.
Mr. Hunman.
It's,
yeah. Sir Hunman, it's sorry to keep you up at this late hour, but we have business here.
He looks incredibly disgusted at you right now.
I am not familiar with you.
We've heard you have an outstanding debt that's due.
Yes, we were sent.
Hans, Klaus? Take them out.
On that note, we're going to take a little pause for a moment as two guards, the either side of the individuals in question, draw their weapons and start poking them. We will be back in 5 minutes to see who gets beaten up. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of today's session. We have some music playing in the background, indicating that there is a degree of drama in today's episode. We have corruption points galore. We have so many rolls rolling 80 or above. It's ridiculous. And currently, Joris, having tried to weasel his way into approaching a noble within the house of Mr. Herman, something, Hans and Klaus, the two guards, are currently both, yes, completely stereotypical German names, but also approaching Joris, having been instructed by their master. Joris, what are you saying in return? As the two of them drawing their weapons and pointing them toward you, not raising them to swing, just simply readying themselves for violence.
Joris is not flinching, and in his very utmost commanding voice says, "Sir Hunman, it would be very unwise to pursue this course. You know that we are agents of an authority far more powerful than you, and I would ask you to let your troops stand down, and please take us to a place where we can converse more privately. And I would like to
I'll ask you
my
to...
leadership.
You can make leadership. It is going to be a -20. This is not something easy to do. You're in his house right now.
Yep.
But there is a chance.
-20. You
minus
said, right?
20. It's a difficult roll, but
again with
Look
the
at that 80,
I'm
yeah.
going to. This is just.
You
I'm
gotta
going to
re-roll
re-roll.
that.
This is stupid.
It's another above 80, I swear.
I don't even care if I make it or not. I just need to roll something different than that.
Come on, do it for Verena.
close. That's a no but. So
If you give yourself another luck point, you can get it to +0.
yeah, if you burn a fortune, or if you spend a fortune, it's
No.
0.
That's your third one.
Let's see what happens.
Take them out and give them a good bruise from me.
As he starts walking up the stairs. At this point,
At
let's have
this
a
point,
see.
I start casting.
Yeah, at this point, Rogel is currently hiding in a cupboard at the base of the stairs. So, Rogel, you're watching the man start walking up the stairs in front of you, and two compadres, two guards, starting to raise their weapons towards Joris. Not so much to strike, but it looks like they're maybe about to kick or throw a punch or something like that. So, what are you up to? This is your sneaky ambush.
Alright, well, I'm going to be casting Entangle. Let's try this.
Okay, you're going to try and entangle the two of them. The winds of the area are neutral, so no particular bonuses or penalties. And,
Huh?
okay.
+2. What was that?
That is a +2. And
Oh, that's a failure.
That is a
Oh,
failure.
man. It's
So-
67.
coming from the corner of the room, we
No, I'm re-rolling it.
We're re-rolling.
I want this.
Okay,
I
we're
want this to
re-rolling.
work.
Rolls an 80.
I swear.
Okay,
That only hits
one
one, though.
success. Hans or Klaus, the younger or the older of the two?
Neither.
Oh, the noble.
The noble.
Okay. Right. As the noble's walking up
Yeah.
the stairs, some shadowy creepings from the floorboards start engulfing his feet. He starts struggling to lift a foot, as presuming for a moment it's stuck between the floorboards, but realizes that something is grasping at him. What is going on? What is this?
We warned you.
You're gonna stay right there, and we're gonna have a chat.
They have a witch.
I told you to reconsider your ways.
Rogel, make an intimidate with +30.
It's still gonna be bad.
Yeah. You are quite small, but
All right, we'll do a +30.
83.
An 80. You know what? I'll take a corruption.
okay. Let's all get corrupt today. Let's do
I'm
this.
gonna get corrupt today. What? Why not?
Are you out
Why
of
not?
rerolls already?
Nope. No. I have one more. It's just
Okay,
I'll
you just
take
want to keep it.
corruption.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
his eyes widen for a second. Hands close. Maybe we can settle this amicably.
Yes,
They leave.
Just take us to your study, and nobody will get hurt, and we will leave here just shortly after that. When we
No,
have
let's stay
concluded
here.
our business.
Let's stay right here. You three stay right here.
The two individuals right now looking toward their master, who is just on the staircase to their side and seeing some sort of shadowy magic engulfing his feet, look somewhat petrified and scared. Fine. I can give you... Release me! And starts kicking his feet around.
Now, look here, sir. It is very simple. You owe us 10 gold, and you pay us, and then we leave, and then when we have left, you will be free.
The cost was 4 gold.
Now, sir, you know better than that. It was not 4 gold. Come on.
You can make a charm test.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you want me to roll?
You can make a charm test with...
And as soon as I hear that he's now that he's not facing towards me anymore and discussing with them, I'm going to stand there and I'm going to start channeling Mind Slip. So
Okay.
we'll figure out how we're going to do that later, but I'm going
Okay.
to try and build it up.
Okay, well, make me a channeling test to see how that goes to begin with.
Okay.
Is this for who? So who are you going to be casting this on?
I'm gonna target him, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I can get enough success levels to kind of spread it out.
Okay, right. Okay, so you'll be channeling this for quite some time.
Yeah. I'm gonna channel this throughout the conversation, so they
Right.
can just hear you can just hear me like kind of like singing some magic behind them while they're discussing this exorbitant fee for this.
Carl, what are you up to during this?
I've drawn my weapon, expecting them to get violent.
Right, so
Um,
you've drawn your weapon on the two guard, I assume.
Yeah.
Just sort of...
Well, just in general.
Yep.
I'm happy to hit anybody at this point.
Okay, we have one successful test for Rogel thus far with a +1 SL. Let's... How much SL do you need for all of that? It's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's gonna be 6.
Yeah. Okay. So it will need to be 11 in total in order to get 8, 9, 10, 11, 6. No, wait, 6, 7, 8, 9. It
Well,
would
if I
need to be
stop
10
rolling,
to
like,
get.
in the 60s or higher, I might actually be able to pull this off quickly, but this might really be a slow burner. I don't know.
It could
we'll
be.
see.
So, Joris, currently the gentleman is stood in front of you. I'm going to ask you to make me a. Make me a intimidate, and he's going to oppose that with his cool.
Do I help Yoris at all with the intimidation?
I
I'd
mean,
say-
you got an angry little mutt.
I'd say it'd
He
be
can't
factored
move.
in. I'd say it'd be factored in.
Yeah.
So,
Woo!
So no modification.
you can have +20. You're not so much. This isn't so much to intimidate him, but to convince him that he suddenly owes 10 gold crown, which is an obscene amount of money, rather than the 4 gold crown he believes he owed. Your paperwork says 6.
Oh yeah, right. Now,
The original fee was for 10 gold crown.
Well, there is-
4.
there is interest, and you should have paid directly. And well, you hear that little weird singing thingy? That is my friend here. And well, I could tell him to stop, but only after you've paid. So just pay us what you owe, and we'll see from there. And you know it is not 4 gold crowns.
I will give... He sort of huffs and looks at you for 10 seconds, just staring, sort of eyes squinting. Who carries 10 crown?
Well, what do you carry? Shall I ask my colleague over there to pet you down? Or shall I pet you down? Or
He takes off his gown and throws it at you at this point.
Take it, thieves.
Okay, I pick up the gown and what's in it?
1 gold crown.
1 gold crown, sir. Come on. You know that's not enough. Is it? By the way, is it time for Rogel to channel again? Is enough time passed?
Yeah, Rogel will channel again.
Oh boy, put the pressure on me. Suddenly.
Let's get some miscasts in here, come on.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Okay, we're up to 2. We're up to 2.
Another 61, dude.
Okay, we're up to 2 now. We've only got 4 more to go.
So I'm gonna.
Man.
Carl's gonna walk over to the noble with the war pick still out. So how quickly do you want this situation resolved? The longer you mess us around, the longer we're here.
I do not have this much.
Points towards a drawer by the side of the entrance.
There's a purse. Have a look for yourself.
Okay, go over to the dresser and have a look.
There is
How
another.
much is in there, Carl?
There is another gold crown in there, Carl, inside a coin purse. Rogel, make me another test.
Oh boy. If this is really high again, I'm gonna take a corruption, I swear.
Do it. Hey!
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
so you've got enough to slip him.
Yes, him.
Okay, but you're going to need another 4 in order to get the other 2.
I hope you guys could talk. It do this a bit longer.
Brother,
Get it?
what is he doing over there? I do not know.
Okay. Good, so those were 2 cool tests for the 2 guards. And in a moment of bravery / stupidity, Carl was at the bottom of the stairs at this point. Yoris was conversing with the man. So basically, while Rogel is channeling, coming out of nowhere, Carl, make me an initiative test quickly. Just Carl.
Initiative.
Yeah, just a challenging test. Okay, that's fine.
Wait, that was intelligence. What was your initiative?
Oh, that was the wrong one. What that was.
Roll initiative separately. We'll ignore the roll and roll that. That'll do.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
That's how we do this.
Yeah, that's how we
That's
do
the
this.
theme of
I'm gonna-
today.
Gonna re-roll that.
You're gonna re-roll. Okay. Spend all the re-rolls.
Wait. Can't you just spend a fate to go to the top of the initiative order
Yeah,
to immediately take your turn?
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
that's only
Yes,
that's
do
only
that
once.
instead.
I would rather sacrifice a fortune than a fate.
No,
it's the
wait,
same.
You can spend a
It's
fortune
fate.
to change your order
Or
in
no,
the
yeah, it's a
initiative.
fortune. Sorry.
But you're
Right.
currently rolling to avoid the surprise condition. So it doesn't matter what order you're in. If you fail that test, you're surprised anyway. So it doesn't matter what order you are. So the fortune, I'm afraid, doesn't help.
Unless I use it to re-roll them.
You can use it to re-roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but-
Okay.
I'll do
Yeah.
that. There we go. That's better.
Wow.
You are not surprised. Carl, you notice the younger of the two draw his weapon toward you, seemingly in a moment of bravery or stupidity. He is about to charge towards you. You can tell from the look on his face. What would you like to do?
Turn to him, raise my shield, and say, "Stand down."
Set the dog at him.
He's already rolled his cool test. You can prepare yourself, and so put it this way: he's rolled very, very well on a cool test to resist your previous intimidate roll. So he's coming at you. You can defend yourself by giving yourself a +20 to defend, or if there's anything else you'd like to do, you can. You can try and talk him out of it, but the impression you have as a character right now is that he's coming at you.
I'll just smack him there.
Okay, so you're going to just, as he goes to just draw his weapon and prepare, quickly interject and smack him in return. So I'll give you an advantage for charging just that couple of yards towards him, just to quickly smack his arm as he raises his weapon. You can roll an opposed test against him for me, please.
Challenging.
We're just rolling damage now as usual, so it's all challenging.
Okay.
GM
Right.
the battle music. Nice.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. And he is going to defend with a 0. Unfortunately, not a successful hit. We have a consistent level of terrible rolls going on here by the party. And why is your... Oh, well, we'll come back to him in a moment. Right. So you quickly go to interject, Carl, starting to pull his weapon out. You swing toward to try and get him to lower it, but to no avail. In return, he makes a swing at you with his weapon. With a -4 though, so let's see how you do against that. One defensive roll for you, Carl. +3, a successful defense for you. As he raises his weapon, swings toward, you're able to deflect the blow and get yourself out of harm's way. At this point, things are starting to kick off. Joris.
Yes.
In front of you, the noble starts to run away from you.
He's not entangled anymore.
Rogel's channeling another spell now, so you've been conversing for a while, so entangle is no longer affecting him.
I'm going after him.
You have an opportunity attack as he leaves.
No. The spell lasts until all entangled conditions are removed. It doesn't matter if I'm still casting it. Because its duration is special.
Fine.
I think that's how it works.
But if you want to, we can just say it's gone if you want
I
to
would
run.
have assumed if you stand there talking for a few minutes, a spell will stop doing its thing. I can appreciate during combat, but during conversation, what we'll do instead is the man draws a dagger.
Oh boy.
From the side of his boot, Joris, and makes a swing towards you.
Okay. Oh wait, I have to target him.
That is with a -10, which wasn't incorporated, so it is only a +1. So one defensive roll from you, Joris. 4. So his base damage with the dagger would have been... We'll just do that. No damage values. He doesn't have a dagger. Let's just quickly give him a dagger.
Improv dagger go.
Improv dagger go. Dagger is equipped. We roll it and we change the roll figure to the previous roll, which was a 12.
12.
Right. There.
But did you say it was at a -10 that wasn't deployed?
Yeah, so we'll give one more hit point to Joris. Coming out of nowhere, Joris, the old man seemingly had snuck a dagger into his boot and had quickly drawn it and has now jabbed it into the side of your ribcage.
Oh, familiar feeling.
Indeed. And a painful one too. It's your go in response now. What would you like to do?
I'm going to knock him on.
Smack him in response. Go for it.
Yep.
And we have a decent roll. Yeah, damn. And a fumble as well. Nice. The fumble, he loses his next movement. That's not so bad. So we're going to go bibbity, bobbity, boo. That hurt him a lot. Gaining you an advantage and losing his. He looks pretty beat up right now. He looks pretty hurt. He's not going to withstand another blow like that. So what did you manage to hit? So yeah, you managed to jab him in the right leg. So the leg he's just drawn the dagger from, you're able to land your... Well, you got a hammer at the moment. I can't remember.
No.
Saber.
Saber. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lead a large 9-inch gash across the side of his thigh. He sort of falls onto one leg at the moment, seemingly in a huge amount of pain. Carl, the other individual by you right now is going to swing a weapon toward you, outnumbering you. Let's have a defensive roll. Very nice. Wow. 63. Where did that come from? I guess you got advantage and stuff. Yeah, so you're able to easily, even with the narrow confines of the corridors here, able to dodge out of the way and gaining yourself another advantage, easily holding the two of them at bay within this narrow corridor heading towards the stairwell. All is fairly well. Theo, let's roll a willpower test for Theo. I'll let you do that.
Oh, thanks.
Carl.
Just
So
flat.
basically you have to beat 10.
No.
Okay, Theo
Probably
looks...
just going to be running around in the kitchen barking.
Yeah, he's
Or
basically
possibly
just
found stuff
running around barking in the background. You can just hear him like, ruff, 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 ruff. Doesn't seem to be joining in the fight at all. He's just kind of barking and generally quite excited. Rogel, what are you going to do?
Okay. How much do I need to... I need
Plus 4.
4 more SL, right? Do I think they can survive another round? Yeah, I think they can. So I'll go ahead and channel again.
Okay. One more channel. That'll do.
That'll do.
That'll do,
Nice.
Donkey. Right. Rogel. And this basically, as far as I'm aware, pretty much gives them a bit of a blank slate sort of mind status. Not exactly sure as to... they have to make an intelligence test to see what they recall of the current situation, but I'm pretty sure everyone just kind of stops what they're doing, not sure what's going on currently.
We immediately... I motion everyone to leave the room, because we're in the basement, right?
in the
You're in the
kitchen
landing.
corridor.
The kitchen.
Yeah,
The
Carl
kitchen.
is kind of toward the basement, but so you're all in the central landing area. Yoris is at the base of the stairs with the old man just above him. Rogel, you're just behind in a bookshelf right now, or hiding among a bookshelf. Carl is around the corner from the stairs, beating away the two guard that are trying to make their way through. But you still have line of sight to all three of them, as you're within 9 feet of each other currently. You're able to wipe their minds. So in
Yeah, I
front
want
of
to
you,
kind of... So, what room had Carl walked down?
you're all in the same
into?
area. You're not in different rooms.
Yeah,
You're
but he
all-
was down the stairs.
No, you were
no.
toward the entrance to the basement, but you never went down there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can
okay.
see everyone where you are right now.
Okay. All right. So we need to get these guys into one area and just kind of contain them there.
If they're blank, are they cooperative or are they
in front of you, Carl, as Rogel continues to chant some rather loud, mystical words, the two guards, raising their weapons to swing at you again, stop mid-motion and just sort of pause, looking at each other for a second, seemingly confused as to what's going on, how they got there. Both of them seem right now thoroughly just lost. Yoris, likewise, the old man in front of you with a dagger in his hand is looking towards you, and then the dagger in his hand, seemingly unaware of what's going on. All three of them seem rather a mixture of terrified, curious, and a bit lost right now.
What is going on?
You were about to give me the 10 gold you owed. So please continue.
Who are you?
We are the debt collectors. You seem to have hurt yourself.
Oh, my leg.
He starts.
Yeah.
He looks down towards his leg, which has a huge gash in it right now.
Yeah, you cut yourself with your dagger. It's a very unsafe place to hide such a thing. This is what happened.
Why have you got my robes?
I was returning it to you because you gave me 10 gold. So please give me the 10 gold. I'm trying hurriedly get this money off him.
Sure.
Where do you keep your money?
Gold. I have a gold crown in the...
Points to the drawer which you'd already taken a gold from, Carl.
I do not have more. Let me think. There's
One in... Points to the pocket of the robe you're currently holding, Yoris.
I'll be back.
Starts walking upstairs.
I'll follow him.
Okay. He walks towards his bedroom, and by the side of his bed, a small coin purse. He takes it and empties it out into your hands. It contains another 3 gold.
Where is the rest?
That is all I have.
Is there anything of value in the room?
As you look around, do you have evaluate?
No. Anything that... Oh, I have art, but no.
There's a painting by your side. There's a couple of pictures and portraits in here. One of him very clearly.
Any jewels or anything?
Make a quick intimidate, an easy intimidate test for him. He takes off a necklace that he's currently wearing and a brooch off of the side of his shirt and hands you a few pieces of jewellery.
Okay, now that'll do. Just go to sleep. You were sleeping, so it's best you go to sleep. Goodbye.
He sort of nods at you before going and getting into his bed, seemingly in a daze and currently incredibly confused as to what the hell is going on.
I rush down the stairs towards Carl and the guards, and I assume we can pat the guards down to see if they have any coin.
The guards are currently conversing with each other regarding what the hell is going on.
Uncle, why are we inside? Our post is outside.
Then you should go back outside.
Okay.
They make their way
Go
outside,
stand guard.
back to their posts.
I turn to Carl and tell him 1 hour.
We need to move them. Where's yours?
Yep, I'm here.
Right. How much did you get?
I've got with the 2 before, he just gave me 3, and I've got some.
Is it enough jewels to be worth a gold at least?
I have no idea.
Well, it sounds like it's the best we're getting. We need to get out of here.
Yep.
Oh no, I know what those were. I know what those rolls were. Oh, that sucks.
Yep. Was it a plus 20 test they have to roll?
Plus 20. It's a plus 20. Yeah, it sucks.
All three of them remember everything that just happened.
Yeah, but I got an hour and 7 minutes.
You have an hour. Yeah. You've got an hour before they remember what just happened, but they remember.
That's fine. We're out of here.
Let's go.
Okay.
Well, wait. Carl, you had evaluate, right?
Yes.
Well, we have an hour. Let's let's
Yeah.
look for stuff. We just set the guards outside. Let's find more stuff.
Well, yeah, okay then. Fair enough. Let's do that.
Let's spend like 20 minutes just going around real quick and grabbing stuff.
How much do you think these jewels are worth? It's a brooch and a necklace.
What kind of test am I on for that?
Do you evaluate?
I do have evaluate.
There you go. That's what it would be.
Supernumerate apparently gives me a bonus. I don't see. Yeah, I mean, is it a flat roll? Is it? Got time?
I mean,
Is this a case of glance at them and then spend like half an hour looting the place? So it's going to be a challenging for this and a better one for the other, or?
It's up to you as to how you feel right now. You're currently within someone else's home with people that suddenly forgot what's going on. You don't know how that happened. You don't know what happened that Rogel did or how it works.
Well, he just told me an hour, so...
True.
I know we've got some time. I don't know what that means, an hour until what, but I assume it's not going to be something I'm going to enjoy.
Sure.
So,
I would say plus 10 for the test. You can take a few moments to have a little look. Not quite average. This is a somewhat stressful situation.
Oh, well.
Okay. The jewellery seems like you might get a couple gold crown for the lot.
Okay. So say to the others, yeah, it looks like at least a crown's worth.
Good.
And is there anything else that we find in the house that, we just...
There's silverware, there's food, there's a few paintings here and there. There's a couple of ledgers, diaries within his office that you find, a few books.
Yeah. I'll take a few of those.
Okay.
Any stuff to bring back, because that stuff might be worth the money that we owe that we need to bring to the halflings. That kind of stuff might be right up their alley.
A few books and ledgers. You quickly shove into your bag. Do you look at them at all, or you just quickly here's a book, chuck it in?
No. If we're taking 30 minutes, I want to I want to open it up and if it's a ledger, I can tell it's a ledger from the first page, that kind of thing.
Okay. Diary, a few books, the occasional symbol. Most of them seem to be medicinal books that you notice as you quickly look at the titles as you chuck them in your bag. Medicinal, surgical.
Oh, poor fella. Got in with the wrong people.
Okay.
Well, you know what they say, information is power.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm thinking that's valuable.
Okay, so you pretty much ransack the place in terms of valuables. Are you taking silverware and literally robbing him as well?
Well, the small things you can easily carry without,
Without making too much noise.
We're not walking out of this place with paintings in our arms, that kind of thing. No.
Or jangling, considering we need to get through the street.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay, fine. Make me a perception test, each of you, to just see what you can successfully find and steal while you're here. Okay, so Rogel, you get 3 books that seem to be, let's say, more interesting than the rest. You get the impression that they're of some value just from a quick glance. Carl, you managed to find a fairly small portrait that you can sort of stick under your arm, but it looks like it's in a decorative frame and looks quite interesting. Joris, you get a little bit of silverware.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's go.
Now we're booking it.
And you're booking it. As you leave, the guards still...
Stealth up.
Yeah, we're stealthily, but yeah. We're getting out of here.
Hans watches you leave out of the door.
Guten Abend.
Guten
We'll
Abend.
see you next time.
Hopefully not. Are we stealth testing away, or are we just going away?
Stealth testing away.
For the
let's go.
remainder of the journey, yes. Let's have a stealth test with.
And I'm gonna lead us back to the halflings.
Yeah, let's have a plus 30 stealth test each. The mist is not so notable around here, but it still is dark. It still is misty. Easy peasy.
At least I will,
Lemon squeezy.
Yay.
You're able to make your way back. There are a few patrols of guards, notably in groups of 6, occasionally groups of 12, patrolling the noble quarters, but you make your way back.
You say we're going back to the halflings? Or are we going to go for the merchant?
No, the halflings, I think.
Yeah, no, we're going to the halflings. I'm taking us right to the halflings.
Okay. So we'll turn this in and then we'll do the merchants.
Exactly. And we'll do the merchants in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless, because it's well, the merchants' quarter might still have a lot of guards, so we'll decide that after this.
Although they wanted it done before the morning, preferably.
Oh, they wanted it all done tonight? Okay. We'll figure that out. There might be like a guard shift or something in the middle of the night.
We could drop this off on the way, because we don't really want to be carrying all this stuff.
Oh yeah, precisely.
And if we do get stopped, we don't want to be holding it.
It's true, yeah.
So
let's go unload and spend 10-15 minutes just going over what we found, and we'll get a price from them.
Yep, and then we can move on the merchant.
And I have a big cut in my side as well, so maybe they can bandage it up a bit.
I thought you'd be used to it by now.
I'm going to tell you from experience that they're not too skilled at that.
Okay.
They're probably
Just
more skilled at putting the hole in you rather than sorting it out.
Exactly.
Okay, so just drop off our stuff and...
Have a quick chat with them.
Yep.
Yeah, discuss the price, and then we'll go and continue.
Okay, well, you make your way back to the halflings.
Yep.
It's closed up for the night now, but a knock on the door and they do open up. Hello. Back already.
Let us in.
Very well. Takes a moment to look around just to see if anyone has followed you. It all seems to be quiet. You can only see about 12 feet in front of you by now. So, how did it go?
Well, the old man had a sting, but it went okay.
It got messy there for a moment. I was able to do the fun thing again. And you remember the fun thing from that I did to the guards at the other place?
No, but no one is dead?
No one is dead. But we got a lot of stuff. We might actually gotten more than what you wanted.
See. And you, pokes his cane he's currently holding towards your leg, Yoris. Holding up okay?
Well, so far yes, but if you have like a band-aid or anything...
Band-aid?
No. He pulls a bottle from the side of the room and pours a small amount of liquid on it, which burns like hell for a few seconds. You get the impression it probably was a whiskey. Have a sip of this if you wish.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And make me a consume alcohol test.
No, don't do that. We still have another job to do. Oh no! I knew it. I knew you were gonna get an 80.
I haven't made any consume alcohol tests at all.
The rest you have a little bit
since the
too
start.
much of the whiskey that he gives you. That'll do. It's only a cut.
Oh no.
Right. And the other payment?
The merchant.
Yes.
We're going there after we've given you this.
Yeah, we just didn't want to carry all this stuff from one place to another.
Right. He just looks at each of you. Did you make a mess?
A
The
mess?
They won't.
mess.
No.
They won't remember for like another half hour.
What will happen in a half an hour?
They'll remember us, but they don't know any of our names. We're seemingly strangers.
I see. He's got that.
They won't remember. They won't remember what we did though afterward.
He's got that look on his head again, Rogel, where he's sort of like rubbing his eyebrows, just
Oh, you know you love us.
contemplating a life.
But wait, we had those books, Rogel. Those books. You said
Yeah, I
they
know. He's looking so frustrated when he hasn't even looked at what we got for him.
Okay. Let's see what you have stolen from him.
All right, what did I get?
You have a personal diary of his, as well as a few surgical handbooks, guides to completing surgery, strangely enough, and modern Reichland medicine. Not exactly treasure, but he didn't have much. We can probably sell them to a collector.
Well, maybe there is some dirt on him in it.
Well, he already
Maybe.
has no money.
Yes, if he could afford to have paid, he would have. Thank you for your time, and have you handed him the jewellery at this point?
Yeah, and the portrait.
Okay.
And the silverware.
Because they're defences anyway, aren't they?
Right, at least the picture can go to some use. I have a purpose for that, and the silverware, probably best smelted, I think. We'll reforge that into some currency. Very well. I tell you what, take the evening off. We'll deal with the other ourselves. And here's a little
Yeah,
something
it's better if we
for your
do it
trouble.
low. I do agree with that.
I think you have stirred things enough for one evening. It hands you each a small coin purse containing a mighty 12 silver apiece.
Woohoo.
Sweet.
And remember, if this comes back to us...
Oh,
it
we're not
will
even going to
on
be
you.
here.
To who?
Oh, God. He just goes and pours himself some of the whiskey now. I'll let you see yourself out. The back, please.
All right. Cheerio.
By
I
now
just
it's
flash him the sign of Renauld and just grin as I walk out.
By now it's pretty late. Let's go back to Ludwig for a second. Ludwig has been studying hard for the majority of the evening.
Yes.
How goes the studies, Ludwig? What have you been...
After some hours where I dig deeper and deeper, I found out that probably there won't be more informations. I stretch myself and sigh, get the books back to the places where they belong, and make a round in the Varinan temple.
Okay. As you make your way around the Varinan temple again, you notice the students by now have started to get some sleep. Most of them, bar one, have nodded off with a small amount of candlelight, fairly dim in the corner. You notice one student still gradually turning pages through a book. You recognise the sign of a keen Varinan priest in their early years of study. They seem to not even notice you as you make your way past the door or archway. Aside from that, temple seems quiet.
Okay, I stand still and want to look like from 2 meters away what books the young one reads, just out of curiosity.
Okay. As you peer over, you recognise a few of the insignia. It's most likely a book on law. Or local law, perhaps. To Reichland, at least.
Okay, I nod. In the temple, is there a shrine where someone can pray, or like a larger space where someone can be for himself? Or
There's a couple of shrines, yeah, and a few rooms that are offset to the side. Certainly, there is room to quietly pray on your own.
Yeah, then I think I'll do that, and I pray for my comrades that they don't do anything illegal this night, and that they wouldn't. So I think that they see no sense in these criminal activities. Being righteous is enough.
There's a prayer that's going unanswered.
Well, and yeah, I do think if it gets late, I want to get up early the next day, and after I made my round from the space where I could sleep. Can I overhear the temple, or if I want to watch over the of the books, should I maybe stay in the library and sleep there on a chair or something? Because I want to have a look after the library, just to be sure. Yeah,
you certainly can. The old gentleman by now has more or less fallen asleep partway through reading a book himself at the front desk. So you get the impression that you certainly could just set up here. There doesn't seem to be any obstacle or formality against it.
Okay, I'm as I see that he fell asleep, I mark the page where he was in the book and try to silently store away the books, so everything is tidy. And then, remembering the lots of hours that I already slept in libraries, I try to think of the best position on a wooden chair to sleep.
Okay. You set yourself up comfortably for the night. Are you willingly nodding off? Are you sort of patrolling every now and again? What's your plan for the evening?
So as I didn't go way into the night studying, I'd say that I nod a little bit, maybe thinking about the journey ahead, just going through it in my head, and then standing up once in a while. Walking around, always having a look on the persons that are inside with. Okay.
Let's make 2 rolls. First, we'll make an endurance. We'll make this an average endurance test, just to see how much of the night you're able to be awake for. Okay, so you find yourself nodding off every now and again, occasionally waking to patrol. I'll give you a perception test with no bonuses, just as you observe your surroundings as you walk around. Okay? It's probably not long past midnight when you do hear a noise. It's perhaps the sound of a table being overturned or a chair being moved slightly to one side, coming from further down in the building, but you do certainly hear something that catches your attention.
Where am I right now? Was I sleeping, or am I on a patrol right now?
Let's say you were sleeping and just started to nod off at a desk, looking at one of the books of your current curiosities, when this piques your interest.
Is it from the direction where the old man fell asleep, or do I clearly...
No, this is towards a quiet corner where you had not noticed anyone, striking you as out of the ordinary.
Okay, silently I get my bastard sword and lay it on my shoulder, and with the steps of a librarian sneaking on a too loud student to scold him, I try to sneak there and see what's going on, who makes the noise.
Okay. Make me a stealth test with a... We'll make this an average test? How quick do you want to be?
Like slow pace, one step after
Okay,
the
we'll
other.
make this easy then, as you go slowly,
Yeah,
toe
like
by
very,
toe.
Yeah, step by step, just to see. I'm yeah, step by step.
Yep, we'll make this an easy test. Okay. You gradually sneak your way through the opening to begin with within the hall, across into the corridor where you're confident you heard the noise from, and up through a corner of the room, a small window which seemingly has become unlatched. A small child is currently crawling through the window, making their way out of the building.
How far am I away from the child?
Probably about 10 to 15 feet.
Okay, that's only 4 meters. Okay,
They're sort of half in, half out right now, facing the other way, just sort of about to get the other leg over to get out.
okay, I make 3 quick steps and take with my free left arm on a limb of the take a limb of the child.
Okay. Let's have as you move forwards, let's just have a initiative test from you.
Okay. With 0, or do I get surprised or something?
Let's have a plus 20. Let's have average for you, so plus 20. Okay.
Nice.
As you quickly move forward to reach the child, you're able to... They startle as you get close, but you're quickly able to move over and get... How would you... Are you reaching them with a hand, or what's the...
Is it one child or some?
One child.
One child, and then I try if the leg is still inside the building, and it's like trying to get the leg over the window. I try to grab the leg on its ankle with my left arm, and with my right arm I got my bastard sword
Okay.
on my shoulder.
Okay. Let's have a... No, actually, as you go to reach for the leg of the child, they seemingly saw you approach and quickly tried to get out, but your hand does make it around the ankle of this individual, which is a fairly small, almost sort of malnourished leg, wiry in frame with not a lot of musculature to it. Your fingers easily able to make their entire way around the lower leg toward the ankle of this child.
And I pull it in, or at least stop it from getting outside, like, locking it. What are you doing here? How did you come in?
As you do, let me research something very, very briefly, as we are about to endeavour and investigate some of the rules of this wonderful game. And
Now I get the real librarian experience. Nice.
real librarian experience. Things are getting spicy. Right, where were you? Where did I hide you? I hid you somewhere. Bear with me a second, I tell you what. Rogel, Oleg, Rogel and company, please roleplay for a moment. What are you guys currently up to for the evening after being kicked out of the tavern?
Well, we need to go and hightail it back across the bogan to the pit.
Oh, yes. Maybe Gran can tend to my minor cut.
Oh boy.
After you insulted Magnus.
Well, I did not insult Magnus.
Dude, she won't remember that. Just tell her that you love Magnus. Just tell her that Magnus is your best friend, and I'm sure she'll try something.
Okay, I will. But in Marienburg, it is a bit different. I heard there's even talk about seceding, but I better not say that.
Don't tell her that. She'll beat you to death herself.
These are some weird ships. They are from the dwarves, I think. It would be interesting to sail on them.
Certainly interesting
What?
to talk to them at least.
Ah, you know Dwarven?
No. Spent a lot of time with the dwarves, though, but I don't know Dwarven.
Okay.
Well, only know some dirty words, huh?
Going back to Ludwig for a moment. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Ludwig, as you reach and your hand meets with the ankle of the child, a hand in return reaches for yours to try and free themselves from you. I'd like you to make me a either a strength or weapon skill. I think strength probably, or athletics is probably best.
Is the child counting as small?
Possibly.
Okay, so don't roll a crit, please. +0 then, normally? Or?
Yeah, +0. This is a little bit of a tussle between the two of you.
Boom. And does the kid have any mutations? Let's be real.
Oof. That's bad.
Oh god, what happened?
Okay. Okay,
Do I
Ludwig.
break it apart?
You rolled well, but you go to pull this child down, expecting it to come easily. A hand meets yours, and as soon as the hand touches yours, you feel a burning sensation within your arm, an intense amount of pain. You find yourself blacking out. Lights going dark. Instantly.
Damn it. Okay.
You, my friend, have just suffered 10 wounds.
Okay.
Rather
That's
unexpectedly. Yeah.
Well, I tried everything, Verena. I tried.
This is the last thing you recall as...
So, like, my life force gets like sucked out of me? Have I experienced something like that before?
No. You would not have been familiar with anything like this before.
Okay.
The last thing as you black out you feel is an intense burning sensation of the hand meeting with your own, a sort of wrapping itself around your wrist. You have a few moments of... Make a quick willpower test for me, actually.
Maybe cool?
Yeah, make a cool test for me.
+0?
+0. Okay.
Now he warms up.
You feel something very dark to this. Earlier today you'd felt somewhat uneasy about the way you'd conducted yourself around the priests. Now you as your light closes and your vision goes to sort of a small pinprick, you get a same familiar sense of something sinister as you find yourself falling backwards. Now we do have to roll just to see what happens to you as you fall back.
Okay,
I wasn't
so
expecting
note
this to be
myself,
quite so bad.
kill all children in libraries.
Yes.
Don't risk it. Just kill them.
we need a hit location, so I'm just going to generate one. We'll get Oleg just to generate a hit location.
What's it with ghost-like figures touching me and killing me with it? That's really...
Well, no, it's on your arm, isn't it? We don't need to roll, so we do a...
Oh yeah, it was the arm.
What's your doom?
I don't have one. I don't believe in it. Maybe...
Okay.
take the soft crit. Yeah, no, I don't get a soft. Or do I get a soft crit? I had 5, like minus 20. Because if you don't bring someone under their health points minus their toughness bonus,
it's fine. This isn't going to kill you, but what I'll say is it would have been a cut, but as you've been burned, is you basically. Well, we'll find out when you wake up, but don't worry, you're not dying due to a minorly unfortunate roll, but you do go unconscious.
Did I scream, or did I just fade away?
You try to get a gasp of air, but too much too soon.
Okay.
Poor Ludwig has had a bad campaign thus far in terms of pain inflicted on him, but you find yourself passing out.
Okay, then I'll wait until the sun rises again, and I maybe see it.
Make me an endurance test just to see how you sort of rise from this.
Okay, is this the plus 20 regeneration endurance test, or is it a normal one?
This is a normal one to see when you wake up. You are technically sleeping now. Okay, you'll sleep in a little bit, that's fine. You can make me a plus 20 now, because it was only about midnight, just to see how long how much you recover as you sleep. Okay.
5, I think.
Yeah, so you recover 5 hit points.
More 6. I have toughness bonus 4, so it's 6.
There you go. Okay.
Well, it was maybe more dangerous to be in the library than to thug someone and rob him from all his belongings. Whoa, what the fuck?
Okay. So, the rest of the group head back to Grand's for a quiet evening. A good night's sleep. You can each roll me an endurance test to see how many wounds you recover. Oleg has been clearly busy conversing with Gran, who's fast asleep by the time you get home. So you can do your toughness bonus modified by your SL to see how many wounds you regenerate.
0.
Maybe another day of rest before you head out on an expedition, just as a GM.
Or just rest in the cart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or just sleep in the woods halfway there. Around...
We can't stay here, though. Yeah, we need to leave.
2 hours after daybreak, Ludwig appears at the door, seeming slightly worse for wear. Ludwig, upon waking, first of all, you have a handprint on your arm. You have a vague memory of what happened before you passed out. Not sure if it's a dream or not, looking at your arm. You have a child's handprint on your arm, burned in. It's quite painful. The flesh is still on, but...
Is it purple?
A little bit.
No. Oh. Okay. Good. Fine. Damn. Fine.
It doesn't look good, but...
Okay. But it's not bright purple. It's not like...
No.
Okay, good. Okay.
Let's say it looks like a burn.
Okay,
It looks like burned flesh.
I need to find a doctor. Good. So no one found me, and I'm the first awake in the Verena Temple?
You would have been roused by probably either the students or the old man who would have assisted you outside.
Okay, so then I just told them I will be back. I need to discuss with my friends what this means. But this will be investigated, fear not. And call the guards about the old robberies and say if they have information they should collect it for me. And then I wave in and with a fast pace I try to get a fare across the... What is it? The Teufel or the Reich?
The Bogan.
The Bogan.
Yeah. The Bogan is the Bogan. Okay.
Yeah.
And I spent my brass penny to get over it.
Righto. And you're able to make your way across the Bogan via the ferry.
Do I have like a headache, or is it really locally the burn was the one that damaged me, or do I feel exhausted, or was it magically maybe? I don't know.
Make an intelligence test.
Okay, I try to find out about my body, how it feels. +0?
Yeah. This is just for you to deduce what these sensations mean. You don't know if this is supernatural, if the child was just really, really hot. if they hit you with something where but it's a handprint, so it sort of fairly obvious.
But the child didn't seem... it was normally clothed, it seemed normal to me, with the normal hair and everything. It was not like an alien or something.
As far as you recall, it looked fairly normal.
Okay. And I knock on the door to Grant's house.
I would stipulate that you never saw a face.
Okay.
So that much is a mystery to you.
Okay. Then I knock on the door. Hello? Are you in there?
Hello?
Yes, Gran. Are my colleagues already here?
Yes. They're sleeping in currently.
Yeah, I hope they had a better night than I did.
Man, they had stew. Bloody fantastic. Come in.
Well, if you could at least make it warm, that would be wonderful. Yes, thank you.
Will do.
So, are my friends already up, or are they sleeping?
Carl, Joris, Rogel, what have you been up to in the early hours of the morning?
Sleeping, and the sound of the priest entering will probably wake Joris, because he's a light sleep.
Rogel's paranoia has currently gripped him, so he had a hard time sleeping, apparently, and is up already.
Carl's awake, not particularly paranoid, just awake.
Good morning, comrades. How is your day?
Stroomval's balls, you look like shit, man.
I feel like it's too. I grab my head and I assume I have like black eyes or something blue under the eyes.
Yeah, you'd have bags under your eyes. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And be like, yeah, I was attacked, but so who had the wound from you? Was it Carl?
No, yours.
Joris. But you seem worse for wear too from the last time we met.
Oh yeah, I got stabbed in the side, man.
What? Who stabbed you in the side? Let me have a look. And I step to him. And does someone else need medical attention right now? I'm at it. And I make a heal throw for you.
Sure. Try and bandage up his side as he's tried to sleep it off with...
Gran, do you have some hot water and maybe a bandage that's not been used before?
Let me have a look.
Goes and has a little look.
Got some tea towel.
Well, if you could cook it a little bit in the water, that would be very nice.
And
not
in the stew, please.
She was just about to put it in the stew when you said that.
No.
All right then. All right, I'll put it in
water.
with the taters for a while.
Yeah, boil
Shuffles
the... Yes, thank you. And I clean, after I got that, I clean the wound. Plus 20?
Yep, you can have a plus 20.
He gets, I think, 7 life back.
Joris, you're feeling good for a change. This is a first.
Oh, thank you, man. Manon bless you. Or Verena in this case then.
I smile a little bit and nod. So, now to mine. I wanted to show it to you first before I put on my bandages. I show it. So, I think Rogel, maybe you know the most of it. I got burned by something and I can't figure out how it is possible. And I show the little hand print. Or is it little? Is it smaller than my hand size?
It's a child size, yeah.
It should be. Or
It is indeed.
Okay, and I show the child-sized burn to you.
Okay. Does it reveal anything in second sight? Anything like that?
Well, it's familiar to you, Rogel. You've seen the burn mark before in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, what did I do?
On an animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not every day in the world, you don't have to make a test for this, there's not every day in this world that you walk around and you see a handprint fairly small of a child burned into something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, You recall the time in the woods when you found a dead wolf with a burned handprint in it after hearing it howl only moments before.
Freaky tiki.
Okay, I look down to you. So freaky peaky means
We need to get out of town.
I make my eyes a little bit smaller. Are you afraid of a little child that can burn you?
Aren't you?
Well, a little bit, but
Do you know what happened after what happened to you?
well, I scratch my head. No, not exactly. I stepped forward, I tried to get it, and then I faded away because of the pain.
Well, it just so happens that us three also need to get out of town this morning.
So you did get attacked by someone. Who was it?
No one. Don't worry about it.
We should tell the guards. If someone's responsible for that, we...
Yes, we already did. It's been taken care of.
Ah,
Yeah,
very well.
exactly. But,
Oh.
but the thing is they can't guarantee our safety, so we need to get out of town.
Did you go against the criminal clan again? Well,
Well, you know who you're with.
Verena, give me strength. I don't know if I can hold it out
Come
any
on,
longer.
we're trying to do good. All right.
Yes, we did a service for somebody, and then out of the blue, they attacked us.
Did you at least get good coins so we can buy some supplies before we travel on?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, but I don't think we can even really buy supplies here. Like, I don't know.
Oh, God. Okay. Let's see. Where is the next town that we could buy something? Something.
There was
I
a
don't
village
know.
to the north that you stopped at on the way here.
Yeah, Trosroyd, I think.
Yeah.
That would probably be a bad plan to backtrack to, though, because...
Well, we
they knew
have the
were heading that
cart.
way.
We could just take the cart and ride to the next town.
Well,
Yeah,
where
probably.
where are the crypts exactly? Are they back to Trosroyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
They're back
there.
the wrong
Yeah.
Back the way
Yeah,
you came
so we're-
from, pretty much, and then off deep into the woods.
And that's
wasn't
dangerous.
It wasn't such a small town that you can't get provisions or something from there.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't have your pick of the litter if you wanted armaments and such, but there was you'd be able to get groceries and general supplies.
Okay.
So what's
then-
still between us and our target destination, Drakenfels?
You mean from how far it is?
Well,
we can,
Well, is there
What's
another
like the
town
next
between
town?
us and there?
Yes. Yes, there is. It depends which way you're going, because Drakenfels will be to the southeast, and the crypts are...
Southwest.
Northwest, aren't they?
Yeah, the
North.
crypts
Yeah,
are in the
northwest,
opposite
yeah.
direction, so...
The crypts are going back towards the town where we're wanted by the family that we knackered by raiding the crypts in the first place. We stay here.
Yeah,
we've got
exactly.
problems. We need to head south.
Yeah, I agree.
But the crypts are a big opportunity, and I studied a lot for it to find them. Couldn't we just make the crypts and then get to the south? That would be a solution in between. Maybe we find something that.
The problem is that in the direction of the crypts, we have two different groups that are looking for us.
Possibly three.
do
with
not-
whatever thing is that
Yeah.
went on you.
Exactly, possibly three. So we have no idea what we're up against. So we need to move away and gather more intel.
the crypts.
The thing is,
Oh.
we need to turn this. We need to speak to whoever our contractors are in Altdorf afterwards. We could stop by the crypts on the way. They've been there thousands of years. Not
You're
going
right.
anywhere.
And I do have the map right now. I look at the map, and we busted the illegal smuggler ring who wanted to rob them, so they're safe for now. So Verena's wisdom is preserved.
Yeah.
I can see the logic in that. But I will not get murdered today or in this early evening. If you want to have something from the market, give me that part of the money now, and I will shop it for you. And you prepare our departure.
That works.
sure.
So what do you need?
Yeah, good question.
More food supplies, I guess.
Food supplies, feed for the donkey.
Oleg, do you have a lantern? Do you have oil?
Yeah, I have some oil left.
Okay, that's good. Do we have enough money for something like armor or a weapon, or don't we need that right now?
No to both.
Okay. Good. Like a rope, I would buy maybe a rope.
Maybe a hammer and some nails if we're having this cart.
Oh yeah, something to repair the cart. That's good.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
I'm writing it down in front of you.
Okay.
Then food for the donkey, you said?
Yes.
How much are healing droughts? 2 silver?
Oh, they're quite expensive, I
They're
think.
quite a lot. They're like
10 silver?
10 or 12, yeah. I think it's 10.
Okay, from 1 gold round it would be 2. They can save lives, so...
Yeah, I was thinking
maybe
about...
I
was thinking about buying
is
2 of them.
better than.
Yeah, for maybe for the front line of us fighters or something, I think they could be very, very important.
Yep, healing draft 10 silver, roughly, before negotiations.
Okay, how much food do we still have?
I still have plenty.
Still got, 3 days supplies?
Yeah, 3, 4. I have 4.
Let's see how much I have. I do still have 6, so I think we should have enough. And if we have time, we can still hunt or get some mushrooms or something.
Well, if you can get us a couple of days, just in case.
I'm sorry, a couple?
A couple of days worth of supplies. With our luck, we might have to skip the next town.
Drakenfels will be a
okay.
fair trek from where you are, although it's not where you've been specifically researching. You do know you're looking at days of travel.
So I take 4 more day rations.
Yeah, and then between us with what we've already got.
Yeah, that should be enough. Do we have a rope now? I think the rope is always good when you go to an adventure.
Yes, sounds good.
Yeah.
Maybe some more oil lamps?
At least
or,
candles.
I mean oil for the lamps.
We could do with candles, possibly. They're cheap.
Or 2. Yes, candles.
Do we have a tinder kit or matches between us?
Oleg does, I believe.
Okay, I get another one. Matches don't cost that much, and they're very important in some survival situations.
Yeah, we don't want to use up Oleg's entire supply.
Yeah, so I've got now repair for the cart, food for a donkey and for us, for day rations, 2 health potions, a rope, candles and tinder, and I would strongly suggest that I try to find a herbalist and maybe get something against burns, against infections, against sicknesses, just 1 of each, or against poison, so we have everything for everything.
If we can afford it.
So, how much gold could you give me? This is quite something that we want to do. I know you will hold back something that I don't want to know about, and I roll my eyes. So just give me what you can. What did it say?
Hold on, I'm checking up the price on one thing real quick.
Just tell me, I've got them all open.
Oh, saddle for a donkey.
Saddle.
Because I actually have ride.
Saddle and harness is 6 gold for a saddle and harness.
What?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
would
the
say
economy is sometimes strange. It is.
saddle bags are 18. If you got some shoddy, ugly, terrible ones, it would be 9.
Yeah, saddle
Silver.
is usually made tailored to the horse.
Yeah. Custom made.
Do we want to get a
True,
canvas
true.
as well to cover the cart in case we're camping out in a storm?
Yeah, a tarp or something.
I don't know how much that will cost. So, how much gold do you have? We won't start with silver.
I will give you 10.
That maybe is the food and the rope.
I can give 10 silver.
Okay, with that, the candles, the tinder, and maybe the one health potions is in 2. Rogel, do you have still something?
Yeah, I could give 10 silver.
Oh, and here is 2 pennies to cross the river.
Nice, thank you. Oleg, give some money to us too. I go shopping for us. Do you need something? I cry out.
Let me have a look in my piggy bank.
He hands you 3 silver.
I don't have much.
Okay, so I will give 10 silver too.
Okay.
So we have 2 gold crowns, 3 silver, and 2 pennies. Well, I hope we come so far with that.
Okay.
And I leave the building and go shopping.
Okay.
Bling bling.
You go for a shop.
Because yes, I'm not searched or wanted, or nobody wants to kill me. I'm just a priest. I did nobody harm.
Indeed.
If you get robbed now, I'm going to be upset.
Indeed.
Oh, I'm gonna slay anybody who tries to rob me now. I'm just gonna split him apart. No, my day is like really nice now, so I won't.
So, Ludwig goes out in search of the shops. Rogel, as he is gone, what are you and Carl up to during the early morning?
Trying to get the car ready, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Pretty
get the cart
much.
ready.
We can't risk going back over the river.
Carts round the
Yeah,
back
exactly.
of Grand's, well looked after, and given your membership of a certain affiliation, less likely to be stolen than other goods.
Yeah.
You have some time to prepare. Is there anything you'd like to talk to Carl about, or should we go straight to Ludwig?
Is there anything?
Come
No,
on, guys.
I mean,
Maybe about what's gonna be in the future.
What's going to be in the future? No, we need to get the heck out of here. We know exactly what's going on. Like, I would say we're kind of just working in somber silence at like this shit that just happened to us.
Okay. Ludwig, a fairly pleasant morning round the markets. Quite a lot
Wonderful.
happening. It's there's a lot of hustle and bustle. A little bit too social for you, but still entertaining and lively.
I protect my purse. I hold it in my left hand while I got my right hand on the shaft of my sword. So if someone wants to rob me, he's gonna have a bad time.
Okay, ignore that.
Oh, I get a dislocated shoulder.
Yep, that's from carrying it.
No.
No, you walk through the streets uninterrupted, and you make your way through searching for the various goods. If you make me, do you have haggle? I think it's a basic skill.
I would, because of role playing, specifically say my character does not haggle. Even if I pay more, mine of the principle of haggle, Ludwig does not like that, and so she just says, "Give me a price," and if the other one says, "No, I want to haggle," I'm like, "No, then I won't buy it. I want a definite price." Then, yeah.
Okay. Fortunately for you, the people you come across are particularly bad at haggling, despite the fact you don't want to haggle. Yes. They sort of want you to, and you find yourself...
They're overthrown by that.
Yeah, you find yourself with some old guy that seemingly is a bit thrown by this, and is like, nah, come on, mate. I say it'll be 1 gold, and you're like, nah, I'm not going to give you that. And you'll take it and he leads you through for about half an hour the art of haggling, and ends up haggling for you. Okay. You end up getting most of the goods. So you had 2 gold and a bit left over, yeah?
Yes, 2 gold, 3 silver, and 2 pennies.
Okay, so you're probably going to be a little bit sparse on something, because the rope is going to be 8. The candles are going to be 10 each. No, actually, you know what? For 2 pennies, assuming you're not getting a saddle or saddlebags, you can get everything. About half a dozen candles. You can get a good sort of 10 yards of rope, plenty of lamp oil, lots of matches, and a hammer to keep the place in hopefully keep the cart in one piece.
Some nails or something. Because
yeah, hammer, nails, and let's say maybe a couple of bolts and general sort of bits of metal that you might need for rigging.
For all the gold and food for the donkeys, like carrots and stuff.
Yeah, but gone off sort of food generally, a little bit of hay mixed in, and sort of.
Yeah, and I try to get some because I see that the money gets tight at the end. I just go to the market and get some really fresh food with not the highest quality, but that we can eat for the next 2 days because we get conserved rations and just like carrots and potatoes and something like that.
There's a few root vegetables that you're able to purchase and sort of a crude ornament in which to hopefully cook them over a fire if you can assemble. So you have a small pot full at the moment of rations that you could probably cook over a sort of a prepared fireplace, enough to last a few days.
And do I get the 2 health potions too?
You do, yes.
Okay, and then all the money is gone and I travel back.
The money is gone and you have everything you wish. There is a little bit left over, but after the free lesson on haggling, let's say it was incorporated as a tip to the individual for teaching you the ways of Reichland.
Okay. And yeah, I am wondering about this curious man who doesn't understand the logic of stable prices in economy, but quite happy with how it went out. I go back with the barge with all the stuff I carry and try to head back to my friends. I imagine I have like the hammers on my side and like 2 planks on my shoulder and all the stuff around me, like everything. Like a man doesn't go 2 times. I only go 1 time after shopping. And knock with my head on the door of Grant's because I don't have an arm free.
Hello?
It's me, I say between the hammerings. I have everything. Are my comrades still there? Have they gone already?
They're round the back.
No one answered.
She opens the door and points you around the back of the building where Rogel and Carl are seemingly hiding amongst the cart.
Well, I get a little more silent. I shouldn't cry out, should I? Well, I am not used to this criminal life. And I go around the house and see my comrades. Hello. I got everything. The health potions, who should get one? Maybe the ones in close quarters?
I think
Yoris is always injured.
Yes, but maybe it's better to have somebody keep it that stays alive so they can administer it to the person who is...
So I think I'll give you one, and I give one to Yoris, and maybe I take the other one and we wait till one gets more injured?
Yes.
Sounds good.
So, I think I put everything on the cart. The hammer, the nails, the food for the donkey, food for us, the rope, the candles, the tinder, the small, I don't know how it's called, where the lamp oil is inside, like the barrel, small barrel.
Yeah. It's the majority of the cart full by the time you load all of the gear. There's perhaps room for Rogel on top, but not necessarily enough room for anyone else by the time all of this equipment is loaded, but it saves you carrying it at least.
Okay.
Yeah, and it also lets me keep up with everyone.
Can we, in any way, shape, or form, have like a handout of a cart or something where we can store the inventory? Because I don't know how to do it on my character sheet, so we don't forget.
I'll create something after the session for you.
Thank you. Awesome. I'll just write to you what we all have because I wrote it down.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
We'll deal with that in the after session.
Good. Yeah. Will we have a fight before we leave this inner walls? And I look to my comrades and raise my eyebrows. I hope this will be not unlawful.
No, it will be fine.
No one, not out in broad daylight. I would assume. Maybe. I don't know. We need to get out of here.
Yes, but
maybe you should get under the. I got some something to make a hood over our cart, and I point at some rags, some very poor ones probably, or not very expensive ones.
No,
But I think we still need to build it.
it will be fine. But wait, before we go, and Choris will go to the cart and get out his bucket and his brush and his mop, and we will go over to Gran. Gran.
Yes?
Thank you for having us in your house. It looks like you keep a very clean house, and I have this mop here and these cleaning things, and I once used them to clean Magnus his own boat for sure. So I want you to have them because I have a feeling I'm not going to use them anymore.
She just eyes wide open, staring at you in amazement right now.
Magnus? Like, the proper Magnus?
Yes, because I am from Marienburg and there are all the Emperor ships. And well, I clean them then, so...
She places it down, like, as if laying down Excalibur onto her mantelpiece.
That's amazing. Oh, fuck! That reminds me.
She reaches
Got a
up.
mop on her mantelpiece, dude.
It's hanging above it right now. Like it's the key piece for the room.
That reminds me. Here. This is for you. Damon said you needed to have it.
She gives you a dagger, Joris.
Oh, thank you very much. This will come in very handy.
That's all right. Careful as you go, and have a safe trip.
Oleg's stepping out the door as you speak.
Goodbye, Gran. It's nice to see you again.
Goodbye, son. Be careful.
I'm sitting on the barrel with lamp oil on the back of the car, waiting that I can that it gets going. One short question:
Yep.
Can I buy a backpack too? I forgot that.
You can get a backpack in most places. So even in the shantytown, like if you're not too fussy, you can probably get one.
Yeah, I want one from the market, like a normal quality. For my own
You're going to need
money.
another 4 silver for that.
Okay. Did that, and so I get it in my trappings. Thank you.
Okay, all done. Joris, make an evaluate for me, please.
I do not have evaluate as a skill, so...
It would be me that has evaluate.
Okay, fine. Joris, you receive the dagger and do whatever you wish with it. Place it in your pouch. Gran closes the door behind Oleg, stood outside the cart with you.
What's that dagger?
Yeah, she gave me this dagger. What is it? Is it special?
Probably not. She's senile.
Oleg, do you know anything?
What did she say?
There's something about a guy called Damon.
Damon.
Damon?
Oleg's eyes just like squint as if you just hit him.
Oh, shit. Everything is fine. Let's go.
Okay.
Let me see that. And I'm gonna poke it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you
I'm gonna
have
heal myself while we're driving because I haven't done that until now.
Rogel? Do you have evaluate?
I don't have evaluate, but I wanted to like intuit it for magic.
You can
detection.
roll. Do a second sight, perception, doodah, intuition.
I'll just do intuition. Done. Whatever that is. Does it have magic stuff? Did I poke something evil?
There's nothing magical to it. But,
Got it. Good. I don't care
it's
anymore.
silver.
Okay.
That's as
Rogel
much
turns
as...
around dejectedly and sad, as if like, and like something that he almost nearly had in his grasp disappeared.
Can I evaluate it whilst they're playing around
Carl,
with it?
you can make an evaluate. It will be like some will be obvious, but make an average evaluate test. You can also tell that it's silver because that's obvious. It's not the same colour as other metals, and it looks like silverware. Aside from that, you're not too sure who made it, where it's from, but it's a dagger.
Cool.
Yes, I
Alright,
tried to do my...
grab the cart. Let's go.
Okay. So,
Do I get +0 or +20 to the heal?
yeah, take your time, have a +20. There you go.
Okay, I healed 7.
Just having beaten you up, I feel like a +20 is...
You know, I'm alright. I'm just wondering what the crap is going on with me in my life.
Indeed. And probably so are the viewers right now. But
Right.
maybe information will be shared. We'll zoom back in on this conversation at the beginning of next session as the group make their way towards whichever town they choose to go to next, quite frankly.
Right.
It's-
Right. Like,
There's probably a few things for you to talk about if you wished, or not. I didn't want to say anything on behalf of Oleg, but we'll fill him in and see what he wants to tell you when he gets back. So
Okay.
I'm going to thank all of the viewers for stopping on by. We'll call this one here, and we will have, in 2 weeks' time, a continuation of this conversation to see if Ludwig, Carl and Joris will be any more clued in as to what the hell is going on. And what is life? I don't even know. But thank you very much.
what's going on?
What's going on? Who knows? No one knows. I do. I'm the GM. Guys, have yourself a great day.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next week first, and then in